Alright, back at this for round two. Yep. That's what I figured. Pain in the ass bugbears. If I could just lure one at a time. These freaking bugbears are stupid. Why do they both see me every time? Can't take them both on at the same time, it's stupid. Oh, shit. Yeah, one of the white should be dead soon. This skull.
My power's too weak.
He's not dead. This is crazy. There we go. So much easier to focus one. Yeah, fast-moving melee enemies are going to be my downfall here. Or anything that resists magic or is immune to lightning damage in general. Which is most bosses. I can just take on one-on-one like this and just regenerate mana. save it for when I really need it. What I really need is a few more levels of the ball lightning spell. Yeah, he is, bro. He wants some sorceress cheeks. Hey, they got me twice, so... pain in the ass. Oh yeah, you're good. Yeah, I mean, it is slightly remastered, but like for the most part, this is how I remember it on the PS2 either way. Depending on how long it takes, I want to be able to at least beat the Orb of the Undead. Well, I mean, this is literally just a remaster. I mean, they touched up a few things and made the resolution a little bit better, but for the most part, everything is exactly the same. There's really no graphical changes other than maybe you know, just touching up lines and stuff, so it's not as pixelated.
My power's too weak.
I hate gelatinous cubes. These things are immune to electric damage, so I can't use lightning. If I remember correctly, though, you can't miss them. Do a crap ton of damage.
My power's too weak. My power's too weak. My power's too weak.
Bump up that Constitution one. I really could use better regeneration.
My power's too weak.
These things will literally get stuck in the corners.
No room. I'll have to come back for this.
How did I just pick up? I can't pick it up.
If quality and price are your chief concerns, then look no farther. You'll find my shop has excellent weapons at reasonable prices. Oh, friend. We have many fine deals. What are you looking for?
Oh, chain gloves. Better than what I got. At this point, I kind of wish I had a meteor. I'm gonna go the other way.
My power's too weak.
That'll come in handy.
My power's too weak.
Dang, I'm finding some really good stuff now. Plate boots. Dang. I think the sword's still better. Lower or higher minimum damage. Yeah, by 4, and it only does more damage in the top end by 3, so yeah, the sword's better still. I think if I was an actual melee class, I might go with that. I might have gone with that axe.
I'm not strong enough to carry anymore.
Our shop carries the
a
finest
better
dwarven
two-handed
weapons,
by this
brought
point,
here all the
melee
way from the
character.
Sunset Mountains. Swords, axes, bows. We have everything you need right here.
I'm freaking rich.
If you need something to split someone's skull, or a helm to protect your own, you've come to the right place.
I don't even really need to buy armor or anything.
If quality and price are your chief...
What the hell? The rat got out of the cage. Fucking glitch. Not that great though, was gonna weigh me down. Those things weigh like 20 pounds. Oh shit. And we get to the part of the game where I'm gonna start wanting a lot of rejuvenation potions. Because I do not want to fight these slimes head on. Do way too much damage. Next time I go back to town, I'm probably just gonna stock them until I'm full on rejuvenation potions and I can't hold anymore. So I'm gonna start running through these things like crazy. And yeah, I get the gameplay's kinda... It's really cheesing, but it's necessary for this freaking level of game mode. Because again, you weren't meant to beat extreme mode starting out as a level 1 character anyway. I'm not far from the spot where I'm gonna have to start fighting a crap ton of slimes, so I'm probably gonna have to go back to the town soon just to find more regeneration potions. But money definitely isn't the issue here. I definitely
My
have enough
power's
of
too
that.
weak. My power's too weak. My power's too weak.
Come on. Got a shot, man. That's my last potion, so after this thing, I'm just gonna go back to town.
My power's too weak.
Ooh, this thing's dangerous.
My power's too weak. My power's too weak. My power's too weak. My power's too weak. No room. I'll have to come back for
I would have had
this.
it going anyway. Hell, I might have to.
I have no room for that. I have no room for that.
Hopefully those stay. It's not really a smart idea. I'll probably just buy some extra healing potions too, just because they might not stay.
Oh, friend. I think the smell of the sewers has taken a liking to you. We have many fine deals. What are you looking for? Our shop carries the finest dwarven weapons.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of rejuvenation potions, so... Oh, they must have all stayed. Oh, that was perfect. Almost completely full there.
My power's too weak.
Yeah, that's so awesome about ball lightning is it just travels through stuff, so like, I can just hit many enemies at once. It does have a eventual fall off distance where it'll just dissipate, but it's way off screen. as you can see, if you don't have range for this room, especially even starting off at level 1, hell, even if you are a leveled up character playing this through, this room is really difficult to get through because of all the slimes. They do a lot of damage. Like, each shot is already doing a crap ton of damage. Like, you can imagine if you got hit by multiple. Like, sometimes it looks like you're just getting one shot, but it's just because they shoot so many at once, they all hit you and you're just dead. But yeah, Baldur likely made really quick work of that.
My power's too weak.
Yeah, we gotta go around and pull these levers, so it was necessary to come down here. Not to mention I'm still trying to get as much EXP as I can from killing everything. There's a gelatinous cube over here that I do want to kill. I was waiting for everything else to die first. Lower it to this corner. And now it can't hurt me.
My power's too weak.
Big jump in the EXP there. Better helmet.
My power's too weak.
Yep. Here you'll see if I get close enough that the lightning does zeros to the gelatinous cube. Just need to kill off these slimes first.
My power's too weak.
Melt the ice cube. I should be really close to dead. Yeah, I might just finish the first level of the crypt and come back to it later, because it's taking a long time just to get to the first level. Probably level up after this thing dies. Oh, Masterwork Morningstar, that's going to be really nice for the crypt. Yeah, I'm not going to need this Club of Disruption anymore, even though it's probably going to be better for the crits. I can't raise my crit ratio on this character. Should probably max out meditation and willpower ASAP.
I'm not strong enough to carry anymore.
I'll be able to pick it up later when I use a couple potions here. And it eventually gets to a point where you get so much cash, so much gold, that you literally just can quit picking up stuff and selling it because you just have way too much gold to do anything with. Because most of the stuff you find in extreme mode, especially after the first act, is just going to be better than anything you can find in the shop. Minus stuff like the guaranteed stat rings and stuff that you can get, like strength rings and constitution and intellect, because those are completely random what number you get. They can go from 1 to 15. And completely random what stat you can get, like dexterity is going to be completely worthless. So anything I get with dexterity,
my power's too weak.
I'm not going to need. Protection could be helpful, but I think for the most part I'm going to stick to intellect build. I might get like a rejuvenation build going. Potions do I have? Return to town and buy some more.
Swords, axes, bows. We have everything you need right here. If you need something to split someone's skull, or a helm to protect your own, you'll come to the right place. If quality and price are your chief concerns, then look no...
use them, because I don't need to use them.
Oh, friend. I think the smell of the sewers has taken up.
Generally, I keep everything at range. Potions are just there for the oh shit moments.
There are no enemies here.
We have many fine deals.
How many, good. Always want to keep at least 2 recall potions on you. That way you can travel back and travel back to where you were and then travel back to town if you really need to. This is a cool scene. Or a good setup scene, I guess. I know I've been skipping a lot of other stuff, but kind of sets up the suspense and the story of what the hell's going on.
Have you done as I asked, Khan?
Yes, my Lord Xantum. I sent one of my best men to the crypts in the temple, as you instructed.
The orb must be placed within the Chamber of Ashes within the crypts. If your man fails to do this, then both of you shall answer for it.
Yes, my lord. He knows your wishes, and he will not fail you.
Very well. Bring me the prisoner you found in the sewers. I will question him now.
My lord, I sent for the prisoner some time ago, but I have received no word from the bugbears in the sewers.
Send your men into the sewers. Find out what has happened to our soldiers and bring me the prisoner. Do not fail me in this, Khan.
Yes, my lord. Should I recall the man I sent to the temple?
No. If he places the orb as instructed, he will not be coming back. Tell your men to avoid the temple grounds. To enter it now is certain death.
Oh, that's exactly where we're going. Nice. If I remember correctly, I really want to avoid zombies with arms. They can't do any damage to me if they don't have arms. But especially ones that have 2 arms, they do a crap ton of damage. This one have to worry about it at all. It can't damage me.
No room. I'll have to come back for this.
Into the... We priests of...
Yeah,
They're coming
you
from
see
below.
there's zombies behind
From that...
me.
That... No, my place...
My power's too weak.
Alright, let's see. Just kill. There we go. I'm not supposed to be able to move boxes. What the heck? I could skip a lot of this stuff, but I am gonna need a lot of EXP for stuff that's coming up in the future. Boss fights and other tougher enemies that come up. If I'm far too underleveled, it does become practically impossible. I guess not so much for the sorceress, because literally she can just take range from just about everything. But you do get to a point where things will just one-shot you no matter what.
No room.
Just like practically
I'll have to
nothing
come
you
back
can do
for
about
this.
it. And that becomes really frustrating. So, may as well take as many levels as you can. Plus, I don't know, playing an RPG kind of feels incomplete to just skip enemies anyway.
I have no room for that. No room. I'll have to come back for this.
Cool interaction whenever a zombie has both arms and dies. It ends up splitting in half and coming at you like that.
I have no room for that.
Which I can still do a lot of damage to you, so you definitely want to be careful. Swapping back and forth, because every time you equip anything with strength, your strength adds to how much you can carry. So I do have a strength +1. It only adds 1, but it's 10 extra pounds that I can carry. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be carrying that.
I have no room
no matter
for that.
what I change to, so I'm just going to go ahead and recall.
Our shop carries the finest dwarven weapons, brought here
sold my
all
sword.
the
I
way from the
definitely don't wanna do
Sunset
that.
Mountains. Swords, axes, bows. We have everything you need right
I'm just going
here.
to keep 15 of these. They are kind of weighing me down.
If you need something to split someone's skull, or a helm to protect your own, you've come to the right
Does he sell
place.
Elden armor? So he does. That weighs half. He doesn't.
If quality and price are your chief concerns, then look no farther. You'll find my shop has excellent weapons at reasonable prices.
This is 10 pounds less.
I'm not strong enough to carry anymore.
Oh, friend.
Yeah,
I
it gives
think
me
the
more
smell of the
armor, so I'm
sewers
just
has
gonna go with
taken a
that.
liking to you. We have many fine
Let's
deals.
play the wrong thing.
What are you looking for?
It did.
Our shop carries the finest dwarven weapons,
Oh.
brought here all the way from the Sunset Mountains.
This gold doesn't matter too much right now. Or at all, really. In extreme mode, it doesn't really matter
Swords,
at all.
axes, bows. We have
In the beginning,
everything
it does a
you
little
need
bit,
right
but gets so
here.
much good stuff that it becomes practically pointless.
If quality and price are your chief concerns, then look no farther. You'll find my shop has excellent weapons at reasonable prices.
Yeah, that'll help so I can carry stuff around. Oh no, I'm naked.
Oh, friend.
And yeah, items gone. Healing potion's still there though. It's alright. At the point now, I could probably just quit picking up stuff and just drop the stuff that I don't need. Although when I get to the second act, I'm definitely going to have to make sure I do have enough money to buy the amulets and rings that I want, because that town, that town does have a lot of good magic amulets and rings to buy. Specifically, strength rings. I think it's either +11 or +14. And that can make you carry a whole lot more. And if you're a melee character, do a crap ton more damage too. And your hit chance increases like crazy. So yeah, that's why the first act is just a pain in the ass for any melee based character. Because they're going to have a really hard time hitting things first off. And then eventually getting enough money to either get enough money to buy a really good weapon that does a crap ton of damage, or getting lucky enough to find a good weapon. Although this playthrough so far has been pretty lucky as far as drops go. Like, I've found some pretty good stuff, especially early on. I mean, my first trip to the sewers, I found that freaking
My power's too weak.
chainmail armor. I mean, not sure how much that helps me at all, being so under-leveled, but you know, take what I can get. How's that archer not good? Lightning's already, and then I've already smacked it a couple times with my freaking mace. It's not understanding. There's a static chest on the second floor. It's a crypt that gives you a Mace of Disruption, or Morning Star of Disruption. But it's static rolled, so even for like a first easy playthrough or something like that, it's there, so that it's not super overpowered. It does less damage than this mace currently does, but on the off chance I get a critical hit, it automatically disrupts any undead enemy. But I think that's better for like an actual melee character that can get like improved critical and actually improve their critical hit chance. The sorceress doesn't have that, so I don't think I'll be making use of it today. Unless somehow I find a Morning Star or Mace that's about on par with this one. I'll take it if it's a little bit lower damage, but if it's much lower, then I don't feel like it's worth it.
My power's too weak.
I gotta retrain myself. Usually when I play games like this, I like to conserve as much potions and stuff as possible, but like when you're playing like this, like money already isn't an issue, so you can always just go back to the town and buy more potions if you really need them. So I literally just need to use them and not try and, you know, worry about regeneration or anything like that. Just use them up and then go back and buy more, because money will never be an issue for that. Space ends up being more of an issue than anything, especially on sorceress, since she doesn't get anything to improve her hold capacities, carrying capacities, other than just like strength rings
My
or
power's too
increasing
weak.
strength or whatever. Oh man. Okay, that's not good. I saw Masterwork and I saw Staff of Disruption. I was just like, oh, this is going to be a really good weapon. The only thing I don't like about having to use a two-handed weapon is the fact that I can't indefinitely block. Not that I've really had to block much since I've gotten ball lightning anyway. Definitely comes in handy. I actually like when they split, because I believe you get a separate experience drop for them. So you get the initial drop for killing the body, and then you get another drop for, or another experience point gain for killing the split off part as well.
No room. I'll have to come back for this.
I should find a better strength amulet or something. This room's cleaned out.
We have many fine deals. What are you looking for?
Yeah, for a while it's just gonna be
Our shop carries the finest dwarven weapons, brought here all the way from the Sunset Mountains.
teleporting back and forth.
Swords, axes, bows. We have everything you need right here.
That's why I kind of wish I had a better strength item. think how they designed the ghosts in this is pretty cool too. So they're just walking through walls and shit, just minding their own business. Kind of funny because I discovered that if you have like a ice spell that does like area of effect damage, like splash damage, if it hits like a wall or something and it's close to a ghost, the ghost will get the freeze animation. It's kind of funny. It's like they're programmed like as a enemy or something that has like 0 health, but you can't actually damage them or something. Because the freeze only happens.
My
Like,
power's too weak.
I guess you never really get actual freeze in this game. You kind of just slow them, but the slow lasts longer and actually freezes on actual kills and stuff. And that's when they shatter and freeze and stuff. So the more HP they have, the quicker the quicker they defrost, basically. So it's like the ghosts were made intentionally with like 0 health. Instead of just like a, I don't know, object that you just can't interact with, it's like an actual enemy that you just can't attack. They don't attack you either though, so I guess it's okay. I just think it's cool. So just walking around, minding their own business, walking through walls, just not caring. That's the problem with zombies. If you get in a bad situation, you don't want to run away. You want to definitely block. I shouldn't have ran away from them because their range is ridiculous. Oh my god, I didn't even see that guy there. The heck did he drop
I have
arrows?
no room
He was
for
a
that.
fucking archer. Nah, I don't really. That's the other thing. I need to stop picking up arrows. They're weighing me down. And they don't sell for much anyway. And it's not like I'm using them. I got a range in the form of magic, so I don't need them. I think even if I was a dwarven fighter, I'd probably wouldn't be using arrows at all either. Like, I might pick up a few just for certain case scenarios, like the slime room. Because even the dwarf can't tank all that. Obviously the human archer, he's got spells and stuff and other feats that are arrow based and whatnot.
My power's
so
too weak.
You obviously carry around them, but he also has a skill where it halves the weight of the arrows that you carry. So you can carry a crap ton, or at least twice as many as any other character would for the same amount of weight or whatever. Carrying arrows isn't much of an issue for either the dwarf or the human, though, as much anymore, because they get the endurance skill, which lets them carry, I think it's 15 more pounds per skill, so you can get it up to 5. Extra 75 pounds of weight that you can carry on top of the high strength that they both come with naturally. As mentioned, you're likely to have strength rings and stuff equipped on them, so that's even more. Definitely want intellect a lot more on the sorceress. I'd say you might want it on the archer too if you're going mostly like magic build, magic arrow build or something, but I honestly find the archer is just kind of more of a hybrid between magic and melee, and it's kind of like the evened out class between the two, so he doesn't really specialize in one or the other. So I feel like he still ends up being better as just a melee class, but he's kind of just like a worse dwarf. And then he has to have arrows to do most of any of his decent magic attacks, so he's not as good off
My
of
power's too weak.
a mage as the sorceress, or a magic user as the sorceress. Dang, it's like those arrows know where I'm gonna be before I know where I'm gonna be. I was running around in a circle and I ran right back into the arrow. That's crazy. It's one of those moments where I should have just kept throwing ball lightning and it would have just been faster. But my conservationist brain is like, nope. Save your energy. And I literally don't need to. finally getting low on magic, but I mean, definitely have plenty of gold by now. There's definitely no issue there. The only thing you do want to kind of be careful of is just making sure you always have enough recall potions. So you run out of those, and then you need to go buy more stuff like healing potions or rejuvenation potions or whatever. You're kind of screwed because then you gotta either traverse all the way back to where you know there's an exit, or try to brute force your way through to get to the next exit back to town. Which there is one not too far from where I'm at, but it is guarded by a crap ton of archer skeletons and stuff. So it does become kind of an issue if I had to brute force my way through. Especially since the freaking archer skeletons do so much damage to me. Especially being as low as level I am for this. I doubt I'd make it through if I had to just try to rush through and make it to the exit. Not to mention I wouldn't be able to recall back down here, so I have to also enter back through there again. Which also wouldn't turn out too well either, so... Definitely good to be mindful. I say every time you go to the town, just always make sure you have at least 2 recall potions. Because, I mean, you have pretty high chances of just finding them normally. You know, even if you don't, you at least still have 1 more recall potion to go back to town so you can buy 2 more again. So, if you're a pretty forgetful person about that, I would just stock up on a bunch every time you remember to, at least. Like sometimes you're doing a playthrough to the game and you find so many recall potions you never have to really worry about it. In this, I don't really want to carry more than I have to though, because I already have limited space. Armor takes up so much already, so... To be honest, I don't even think I really even need it. But I've never really worked out how armor works in this game. I just know that I kind of feel better armor, I don't know. Maybe it's just a...
My power's too weak.
placebo effect of, you know, thinking big number equals better. More defense. Which I'm sure it works like that in some way. I think it's more of a chance to hit things, so like the higher armor class that you have, the less of a chance they have to hit. So I don't think it actually reduces damage from enemies, I think it just makes it so they're less likely to hit you. Or however that works. I'm not an expert on game mechanics like that or anything. I've read up on a few things about it, but I've also read things that went back and forth with people, like not agreeing with what some people were saying about it, and yada yada, so I don't want to say something that ends up not being true or whatever, so I must have killed something off from a distance. That zombie hadn't died yet. I think at this point, let's see, what level am I? So I get 10 more points next level. So I could use 3 points now. Well, that works out perfectly. Give me a little bit more mana. At this point I am, I guess, trying to conserve my rejuvenation potions. Just because I'm so low already and I kind of want to just use the stairs back to town instead of having to recall, break immersion, and then come back just to be able to go back up to the town again, I guess. I don't like traveling back to town that much if I don't have to. I mean, I'm not trying to speed run or anything, but like, if it takes unnecessarily too much time, then it kind of makes it feel a lot more boring, and it's just like doing unnecessary trips and stuff like that. Selling some more health potions too, because I'm just not using them that often. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna end up using the recall potion.
I found something.
I only have 2 left. I might be able to make it through the rest of this room at least. But yeah, I don't think I'll be able to make it through the skeleton archer room. There's just too many of them in there. You know, without taking an unreasonable amount of time at least. If that keeps up though, I mean, getting more rejuvenation potions back, I might be able to make it through.
My power's too weak.
Another one, nice. So I think I have 2 now. Not sure it's going to be enough to get me through that room, but we're going to try and do as much as we can. I mean, it's not like I need to reserve recall potions or anything like that either, so it's not like those are expensive. Plate boots plus 3 are probably better than full plate boots. Oh, they're exactly the same. They weigh less though, so that's what I'm gonna go with. Wooden plate, wooden shield plus 3. It's less armor class, but it weighs so much less. I think that's usually what I do, is I will go with the wooden shield plus 5 over the iron shield plus 5, because it's only 2 more armor, but 10 less pounds. I'm gonna stick with the iron shield for now. They flinch you so often, and and sometimes, like you just saw there earlier, I was actually flinched and I had a cooldown on my magic still, even though I didn't actually cast anything. Because the game registered I had the time to cast, and that I should have cast, but I didn't actually get to cast because the flinch. Yeah, we're just gonna recall back, get some more potions.
What?
Turn this amulet into this guy.
If you need something to split someone's skull, or a helm to protect your own, you'll come to the right place. If quality and price are your chief concerns, then look no farther. You'll find my shop has excellent weapons at reasonable prices.
Keep the iron shield. Not sure how much it's helping me, but...
Oh, friend. I think the smell of the sewers has taken a liking to you.
I don't even know if I need to do this constitution. Intellect just feel like it's always going to be better. But it is +5. I think I'm just holding on to it.
We have many fine deals.
I just don't have enough health.
What are you
for.
looking for?
Just constantly getting one shot or something.
Our shop carries the finest dwarven weapons, brought here all the way from the Sunset
Fill
Mountains.
back up on these.
I'm not strong enough to carry anymore.
Make sure I have 2 recall potions. I do. Oh, I should just use the rejuvenation potions there. Go ahead and save. Yeah, I should have used 2 or however many I can to refill my magic all the way and then recall back. Before when I did this, I think I did something like 2 + 15 intellect rings / amulets, and then 1 + 15 rejuvenation. I think that was like the happy medium that gave me like the most regeneration, magic regen. You know, while also having a huge pool of intellect where it literally didn't matter, and I could cast a spell and basically have the energy back from casting that spell by the time I'm ready to cast it again. But yeah, the energy pool was huge, like I don't know, 600 or so or more MP, and then I'd cast the spell, and then by the time the cooldown's over, like the amount of energy that I spent is already recovered. There's still an enemy here, all the way in the corner. Yeah, and those are the stairs I was talking about. Lead back up to town. This room's sort of a puzzle. The guy that stopped me earlier at the beginning of this, he explains to you that there's 3 urns that need to be placed in order of gold, silver, and bronze. Only when you have the map rotated this way, gold is on the right. It's like it was read from right to left. But this is the default map orientation, so it's not like it's really, I don't know, gold at the bottom. Silver, bronze. I mean, it's not hard to figure out. Like, when I first played the game, I put gold in where the bronze is right now, and that opens up. And then it didn't do anything, and I'm like, what the heck? So I swapped the 2, because obviously silver's going in the middle. And it opened up, so I'm like, okay, well, I guess just reversed for whatever reason.
If you need something to split someone's skull, or a helm to protect your own,
To be
you've
honest with you, I
come to the
probably
right
need to go back
place.
and actually read what he says, because he might say
If quality and
from
price are
right
your
to
chief
left or something
concern,
like that. To my knowledge, he doesn't, but I guess there wasn't really a point going back to town. But generally, free free stairs to town usually I just take anyway, just because. The level 2 crypt is a little bit bigger and a little bit longer than the top floor was. There's quite a bit more enemies. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop right before the Orb of the Undead. Just call it there and pick it up next time. Starting off with the Orb of the Undead.
My power's too weak.
Knowing how to manipulate the AI is really useful for this though. Like, it took me a lot of hours to actually get it down to a science to figure out how to manipulate different enemy AIs and stuff like that. Because certain things turn at certain rates and other ones will turn like immediately, and some can attack you at ridiculous ranges, and others will miss you even though you're like almost literally right in front of them. Zombies are typically not one of those enemies, so you do not want to be anywhere close to them. Those things will hit you from like a mile away almost. In a normal playthrough, you normally wouldn't even find half plate or full plate armor until the final act of the game, the third act. Now I've got some of the best armor that you can get in the game already. Oh, I need to put that back on. I forgot I sold my other one because it was less and I forgot to re-equip. Yeah, that crit right there would have been a disintegration if I had a disruption weapon on. But I think that's the first crit I've seen in the crypt this entire time. I mean, not that I'm using my weapon that often, but it just goes to show you how little crit rate that I have. You know, with the human or the dwarf, you would have improved critical to 5 by now, and you'd be hitting crits like every 5 or so hits probably. I think it's like 20%.
My power's too weak.
Probably something really low, like 5% base or something. Might even be lower than that, honestly. This entire playthrough, I've probably seen maybe 5 or 6 crits so far. But then again, magic doesn't have the ability to crit. I'm not using my melee weapon near as often as, you know, magic, obviously, or as much as, you know, melee characters using melee weapons. So.
I'm not strong enough to carry anymore.
Great axes. Even putting that on is not going to let me pick it up. Much more than the scimitar anyway. I'm just gonna leave it. Weighs way too much. It doesn't cost enough to just make it worth fucking actually going back to town just to sell it.
My power's too weak.
Nice part about this level, at least, I don't have to deal with archers. It's basically the sorcerer's worst enemy. The sorceress is the worst enemy. Is anything that does range damage. I can pretty much kite everything else. Run away from them and just cast ball lightning. Keep them at range. There are a few enemies that run a little too fast for that, like bugbears or ass. But almost everything else isn't really seem to be an issue. Full plate. I think it's the first time I've got full plate gloves. Yep, I have chain gloves right now. Wait. That helmet's even better. I don't know why I didn't put that on earlier. It's literally talking about full plate armor. And I remember even seeing it in the inventory when I equipped the half plate. For some reason the 12 armor class didn't register that it was better than the 10 armor class for a second. Missed an enemy in this room anyway. Nice. I really hope that I am able to get another level before I fight the Orb of the Undead, because then I can actually have Ball Lightning level 2, and that will be a real help in that fight. Just because of how many enemies I have to fight. And I'm gonna definitely, before the fight starts, I'm going to stock up like crazy on rejuvenation potions, which I'm kind of hoping that I could find a better strength ring or amulet so I can actually overload my inventory with them. Because I do have a feeling it's going to take quite a few rounds of the Orb of the Undead just to kill it. And likely the amount of rounds that I'm going to have to do to kill that thing is going to be more... Damn it, dexterity. It's going to probably move more than like 30 rejuvenation potions even, probably. If I had to guess, I'd probably think somewhere around 50, but I also have to keep in mind that they will drop off the enemies sometimes too. but I can't rely on that because it's not guaranteed. I might not get any rejuvenation potion drops. Yeah, using melee in like a close quarters room like this is good because the more items and objects that are around, the lightning from the ball lightning likes to chain to and touch other objects and stuff. And especially in a short room, it doesn't have really the travel distance either. So it's usually better in like a, especially if you only have like one enemy you gotta deal with, just to melee it down anyway. Granted, you still need a decent weapon that can take down the enemies pretty quickly. Which just isn't doing too bad. It just sucks that I'm missing as often as I am. Although I'm doing better than I was at the beginning of the game, where I was like missing like literally every hit. I probably hit like every 1-5 hits probably. If that. That's the frustrating part of starting out early on extreme mode, low level character in extreme mode. Start from level 1, especially if you're a melee character, then it's really rough because you have no options for guaranteed damage at all. You literally just keep hacking away and hope that you eventually get a hit. It's nice though, is that once you do get enough levels and you get the right feats leveled up and stuff like that, you have no problem hitting stuff. You dish out some amazing damage and tank a lot of stuff, even at low levels.
I'm not strong enough to carry anymore.
Yes, you are. Just equip an amulet. I swear I was close enough earlier to spawn that guy in, it didn't spawn like that. I'll wait to go to town. How many more? I got 6 of those. Plus these skeletons gonna die pretty quickly.
I'll have to come
because,
back for this.
I think they're only scaled to have like half the HP of the normal enemies, like half the HP of zombies, just because if you didn't have a blunt weapon, you were only doing half damage to them anyway, so they kind of scaled them to where you're not exactly punished for not using a blunt weapon, but you are rewarded for using a blunt weapon, which I kind of like that system, honestly. Like, imagine you got really unlucky and weren't able to have found a blunt weapon by the time you make it to the crypts, and you're just having to hack away at skeletons that you're literally doing like no damage to them. And they have a crap ton of health. Like, yeah, that would really suck. But doing half damage to them and then them having about half the health of regular enemies makes them feel like they die about just as fast as like a zombie would. So it makes it feel less like a punishment, more like a reward for actually using a blunt weapon. So I don't think it actually tells you anywhere in the game that blunt weapons do more damage to skeletons. That's just something you have to know, like based off of D&D knowledge and other RPG knowledge, that usually skeletons and undead creatures take more damage from blunt weapons.
No room. I'll have to come back for this.
there's nothing in the games either to tell you what enemies like resist what to like. If you didn't know that skeletons usually take better damage from like fire and usually can't be affected by cold and stuff, then you wouldn't know why a cold spell wouldn't be affecting the undead at all. And you're just like, well, you know, how come I can't do any damage to these skeletons with my cold attack? And I made a, you know, I leveled up, you know, my icy sphere spell. That's the only good spell I have. Obviously, no matter what, you start with burning hands, so I guess you do have that
My
option.
power's too weak.
Without it being leveled up, it's kind of pointless. At this point, using my weapon would definitely be better than trying to use burning hands, as long as I can do so safely. And what I mean by that is,
I have no room for that.
like specifically versus like
No room.
the
I'll have to
gelatinous
come back for
cubes,
this.
where I can't do electric damage to them, and then they do way too much damage to me if I try to get melee range.
Oh, friend. I think the smell of the sewers has taken a liking
Definitely just
to
want
you.
to kind of chill behind a corner and just
We have many
use
fine
fire on them
deals.
until they die.
What are you looking for?
It's kind of your best option. I guess you could try and brute strength,
Our
but
shop
you're gonna end
carries
up
the
with a lot of
finest dwarven
resets.
weapons, brought here all the way from the Sunset Mountains.
You know,
Swords,
protection
axes,
and
bows.
dexterity.
We have everything you need right here.
protection's really good, especially if you are a melee class, but as far as for the sorceress, where I'm just keeping everything at range.
If you
and killing
need
everything
something
at
to
range,
split someone's skull,
I
or a helm to
100% don't
protect
need
your
it.
own, you've come to the right place.
more of a glass cannon. If anything comes up touches me, I'm pretty much dead either way, so
If quality and price...
you may as well build into it. Yeah, I have stuff to pick up anyway. As long as it's still there.
I have no room for that.
As long as that stays, I should be able to pick it up after I clear out this room.
No room. I'll have to come back for this.
I already have full plate gloves, right? I don't necessarily need to pick those up.
No room. I'll have to come back for
I
this.
think I'm more or less getting to the point where I don't really need to keep picking up items and selling them anymore, because by the time I do get to Act 2, I should have definitely over 100,000 gold.
I have no room for that.
And that'll buy me all the rings and amulets that I need over there, I'm pretty sure. Please be strength.
I'm not
Oh,
strong
yes.
enough to carry anymore.
That's huge. I mean, it's only a +2, but it's gonna help out so much. Because I'm already wearing a +1 ring, so +2 ring is just gonna add on to that and help so much.
No
more.
room. I'll have to come back for this.
Not to mention, you can equip 2 rings at the same time, so I can unequip my other ring real quick. And equip the little strength +1 again, just to pick up stuff I really need to. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad I got another. I mean, it's only +2, but still. It's better than nothing, or even just a +1. I swear, was it not in far enough to spawn those guys? I swear I was in there about that far.
I have no room for that.
Freaking zombies are way too cold.
have no room for that.
Other thing too is it's gonna help me restock on rejuvenation potions when I get to that point as well. So I can really overload a little bit better. Not to mention I'm gonna need extra health potions as well because it's very easy to get surrounded in the Orb of Undead fight.
I'm not strong enough to carry anymore.
I should just go back now.
Oh, friend. I think the smell of the sewers has taken
Yeah,
a
I
liking to
definitely have
you.
more than enough money. I could
We
just
have many
kinda
fine
quit picking up
deals.
stuff at this
What are
point.
you looking for?
Yeah, that was pointless coming here to sell a
Our
little
shop
bit of
carries the
stuff anyway.
finest dwarven weapons, brought here all the way from the Sunset Mountains. Sword.
Anything I find from here on out, I'm just gonna drop, leave on the ground, unless it's like a healing potion or something really good that I need. I also like to kind of overstock on healing potions, especially for a big boss like Orb of Undead. It's probably... I'd probably rank it the third hardest boss in the game. And not because of killing the orb itself, but just because of how you have to fight the boss. The boss fight works. It's literally like... If you wanted it to, it could literally just last forever. You just don't do damage to the orb. It'll just keep being wave after wave after wave, just forever. Until freaking everything just power goes out and everything, the world ends or something. Yep, that's what I'm talking about, where you do not want to turn your back to the frickin' zombies, especially if they have two arms, because both arms hit.
No room. I'll have to come back for this.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick that up anyway. Yeah, because, like, most enemies, they have a melee weapon, or they hit you with one single hit or whatever. The zombies, when they have two arms, each arm counts as a separate hit. So they technically hit you twice when they have two arms. And I just spawned everything. Nice. So now, all lightning 2. We're going to do so much more damage. Double in fact. Now it's going to be a complete cave. Yeah, this is going to be so easy now. I'm not even going to pick that up.
I have no room for that.
Because, this Morning Dodge does more damage, and yeah, it's disruption and crits will get the disintegration, but you can't get disintegration on the Orb of the Undead anyway, so more raw damage is better. Also, the orb actually does take half damage from sharp weapons, so using a blunt weapon against it is actually best. Actually, I'm liking this improved ball lightning so much that I think I might... Nah, now I'm gonna call it right before the boss. That boss itself is long enough to last an entire stream on its own. That boss could take me an hour and a half, possibly. It's definitely the longest boss fight. It's the most tedious boss fight for sure. It's because you just can't physically damage it
I'm not strong enough to carry anymore.
during certain phases. It'll just spawn in waves of skeletons, and then you just gotta keep hacking away at them until they're all dead, and then you can do damage again, and then it shoots out a wave that spawns them all up, and goes up again. Yeah, it's
My
rather
power's too
annoying to
weak.
say the least. Not to mention you earn no EXP while you're killing anything in there, so I'm pretty sure they had thought ahead on that and were just like, yeah, we don't want people farming for levels
I have no room
in
for
the middle of
that.
a boss fight, so we're gonna make it so you don't gain any experience points in here. I think the only downfall
No room. I'll have to come back for this.
of using the sorceress is the fact that you can get so overconfident with her abilities and spells that you can put yourself into some pretty bad situations and end up dying and then not saving for so long and then having to go back to like a previous checkpoint from so far back. Just because you're just not thinking about saving, you're just like, oh, I got this, you know, this is so easy, I don't have to worry about taking damage at all anyway. And you get into that one unfortunate event where it's just like, oh crap, I got surrounded and I couldn't get out. That was just it. Yeah, I started picking up items again because I'm gonna have to go back to town again anyway. Oh, hold on. Oh, had someone call for someone I've never heard of in my life. Wrong number, I guess.
My power's too weak.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to town anyway, so I can restock on as much potions as possible. So I'm just going ahead and picking up whatever I can, just Just because it's extra sell money anyway. Just making sure I go all the way around, pick everything up.
I have no room for that.
Yes, I do. I'm going back to intellect completely. Keep the strength on. Recall here.
If you need something to split someone's skull, or a helm to protect your own, you've come to the right place. If quality and price are your chief concerns, then look no farther. You'll find my shop has excellent weapons at reasonable prices. Oh, friend. I think the smell of the sewers has taken a liking to you.
Yeah, I think I'm just
We
gonna
have
keep
many
exploring
fine deals.
these.
What are you looking for?
Oh yeah, I need to
Our shop
strength
carries the
as far
finest
as
dwarven
possible.
weapons, brought here all the way from the Sunset Mountains.
Refill energy
Swords,
patience
axes,
completely.
bows,
I could just sell that and buy it back. How much is it sell? How much?
If you need something to split someone's skull, or a helm to protect your own, you've come to the right
Get a
place.
few extra.
If quality and price are your chief concerns, then look no farther. You'll find my shop has excellent weapons at reasonable prices.
Alright. Last thing you do is put my intellect stuff back. I got the strength on. I think the other thing that's going to be good is I can just equip the strength real quick, get the strength boost to do damage to the orb, and then just swap back to intellect when I go back to fighting all the skeletons. Yeah. Well, that's been this run. Next run we'll go and fight that and likely take on the Thieves Guild. I don't know how far we'll get there, but we'll see you next time.